In the Eastern Cape, fraudsters are targeting social relief of distress grant recipients. This is a lifeline for many people who are unemployed. Now, it's alleged that scammers are hijacking communications and other methods to redirect their monies. It's triggered numerous complaints to Sasa, with many victims still awaiting their grants. Let's get the latest on how Sasa is tackling the issue and what the impact is on those affected families. We go to Sipha Kema in Bettelsdorp in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. Sipha, good morning.
Good morning to you, Iman. Well, you know, it's never a dull day or time in South Africa, especially with scammers and fraudsters. Now, recently, scammers have been, hacking into parts of the system of Sasa. Now they're targeting the social distress social grant that is offered for the unemployed people in South Africa. Now, how they're doing that, Iman, is that they actually intercept communication in two ways, actually. The first one is interception of communication between those who had actually filed and applied to be on the unemployment grant, and then they end up, they hack the system, and then they put in their bank details and personal information, and then that's when they receive the money. And then the second part would be they actually take people's IDs who have just turned 18 and are of age to apply for the unemployment grant, and then this is when they actually apply on behalf of other people using other people's identities and ID numbers. Now, to talk more on this and to explain how exactly this worked and how they figured it out, but also importantly, I think the most important thing, Iman, is when was this really found out by Sasa? Let's talk about this issue here, Vuyokazi. Thank you so much for your time. What exactly is happening? Like, how did you even pick this up?
Thank you, Sipha. What happened is, this is an online grant. You do your own application online. It wasn't meant to be done here at our Sasa offices. But the fraudsters, they took advantage of that, where they would open accounts, bank accounts online, whether through Time Bank, FNB, using someone's ID number. Once they turn 18, the children already, there are accounts, bank accounts that are opened on their behalf online, and they would make application online. So because our system at that point was not doing the facial recognition system and all that, we decided, let us strengthen it, because now to resolve those fraud issues, it was a whole lot of steps that we had to do.
But before we get to the resolution of or how Sasa is tackling this issue, how were you made aware of this scam?
We were made aware because so many beneficiaries, they were coming to us to say, I'm trying to make an application, and the system is already telling me that I'm already in the system and I'm getting the grant and I'm using this certain grant. So that was what was happening. Others would say, I lost my cell phone when I'm trying to reapply again because I couldn't be getting my money for like 3 months or so. It's telling me that already I'm in the system and I'm getting the money somewhere. So we're made aware by the beneficiaries. Yes.
And now, what is the plan forward for Sasa now? I mean, this is affecting a lot of people that need this money. And I'm sure also, as you mentioned, that you're doing security upgrades now, because if they could hack into the system or actually find ways to scam and fraud the Sasa system, I mean, what else can they be doing?
This is one of our security measures. We still, there's a system that we do where when now you are applying, we send you a link on your own that you click into the link and you do facial recognition and you answer some questions, because our system is linked with Department of Home Affairs now. We're verifying with Department of Home Affairs, we're verifying with the banks. So there's a whole lot of what you do. But another issue is our beneficiaries, they don't have smartphones. Hence now, we're putting this into our own laptops. They don't have smartphones. So what we do is, if you don't have smartphone, instead of asking someone else to do it for you, because there are people who are offering to do it for our beneficiaries, in the interest of wanting to scam them. So we're saying, instead of you going to those people, come to Sasa, and then we are going to do the whole setup thing, do the verification. It takes, it's not as instant as it was when we first did it, but we know that once we verify you, verified through the banks, we're up and running. There is no chances that you're going to be scammed again.
And is there a collaborative effort now? I mean, now that you're realizing, because it's not just with Sasa, if they're able to open bank accounts, like I know there's those online banks, you know, as you mentioned, that don't require you to actually go to the actual bank and office and head office physically. Now, is there any collaborative efforts with that, or have you warned them as well?
Yes, we're working together with them. You know, our grant system is basically dependent on the banks now, you know, even for the normal grants like child support grant and whatnot. So we are in talks with them. We tell each other whenever we are experiencing challenges. So there is a collaborative kind of working. And as a result, we are able to verify directly to them, you know, if we've got a client here and the client is saying, I don't have an account, then we have that interdepartmental kind of effort, working together, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Vuyokazi. Well, Iman, as you can hear, like, it is amazing how people would just be sitting at home, but yet have so much to think or to do. So sophisticated, really, because the system is an online system. As she mentioned, that how they hack that system, the first one is using other people's cell phone. If you lose your cell phone and you know you're part of the unemployment grant, they're able then to divert those funds from your number to theirs, and also change your personal details and banking details to the ones that they've set up. And also using the online banking system that doesn't require people to actually go physically to the bank. That's also part of those systems that they are currently using, or ways that they're actually using to defraud these people that really need this money. Because at the end of the day, the people that are getting this social distress grant are people who are unemployed, and it's people who are relying on this money to, you know, to add on to maybe the social grants they're getting for their children, so that they can put food on the table. And that's exactly where we headed after here, Iman, is that we're going to a part of Bethelsdorp, where we know some of those that were beneficiaries or are beneficiaries of the social distress grant, and it has been assisting them, but now they've lost out months of the social distress grant because of these scammers that have actually taken over their accounts.